Hello, this is Bridget Rau with Divine Essentials. Okay, we're gonna do earth signs. So if you are an earth sign, or if you have somebody that has earth sign placement energy for sun, moon, rising, or Venus, you can take this message. I know sometimes people end up clicking on these just because maybe the title resonated or the timestamp was something specific. If the messages resonate, they resonate. I find that a lot of times we are drawn to readers because we are drawn to their energy or the way that they read, and a lot of times the energies we're in impact all of the signs. So if it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We're going to be finding out the recent past energy to start. I'm going to start off with this tarot deck just because it always seems to be like the most real for me. Like it helps me to dive into stuff. So I don't know. I might have to get a new one of them at some point because it's falling apart. Ooh, all right. So you got the devil. For recent past, we have the devil, the star, and the 5 of cups. 2 of swords on the bottom of the deck. And when I picked up the deck, the destiny card stayed on the table. So I feel like whatever this is was a part of your destiny. And I feel like there was a reason for whatever you've been through now. Recent past, we have the devil first off. And I feel like basically there was some sort of karma here, something that you could have had a lot of desire wrapped up into, a lot of passion, a lot of emotion. I feel like there could have been some difficulties here. I feel like you may have had high hopes for somebody or something, maybe even just for yourself. And I feel like things didn't go necessarily as you would have hoped, okay? Because the 5 of Cups is like crying over what has happened. And that makes people, when they're in this energy, it feels like the 2 of Cups is not available to me. Like I'm never going to see that again, or I'm never going to see this person again. So it feels like some decisions may have been made that could have impacted this. So you could have been dealing with somebody, there could have been a third party situation. Whenever I see the 3 cups here, it feels like, this could have been actually like the person you were wishing to be with, or possibly are even destined to be with. Maybe they have another person in their life that they're romantic with, or there could have been some sort of distraction, or, this could be work, this can be, getting caught up in alcohol, drugs, gambling, all types of stuff. So it feels like even though there's been difficulties, and what you probably were like, I really want, and placed on a pedestal, maybe didn't come to fruition, there was a reason for it, okay? And, I feel like you're still going to be headed in a good place. I feel like just, like, people need to be making the right decisions and seeing things in a new way, and probably even realizing, like, because sometimes when we go through this, we can feel like a victim of it and be like, why did I have to go through this? Why did that person break my heart? Why did this person choose that person? Why did, whatever. And I feel like we need to, make sure that we don't look at things as the victim and look for the opportunity to heal. So that feels like where you're coming from. I also got the 6 of Wands here, so there could have been some ego stuff mixed in this as well. Either you or the person you were dealing with could have been motivated more so from the ego for victory, which can be like money, success. This could even be like some people could have gotten really caught up on something that just wasn't meant to be stable or wasn't meant to bring them success. And even that type of experience, whatever it was, like I feel like somebody could have been like, this is my wish, and I'm going to go after it, and maybe things didn't pan out so well, or people didn't stay within their integrity or something to that nature. They didn't stick with their heart, and I feel like things may have came down because of that. We also have the Ace of Cups here, and on this deck, you see the eye here. I feel like people could be seeing things in a new way now. Okay, again, I feel like whatever was going down here, there's been a new shift of energy. So it feels like this is where we're coming into, is like your current energy. You could be starting to see new potential for love, or new beginning in a connection that maybe you thought was over. You know what I mean? Because this is that again, people being in victim mentality just because something went bad between you and somebody that maybe you're destined to be with, or maybe they're caught in a marriage, or whatever it is. It feels like people are starting to see new opportunities. So you could be either seeing a new perspective in love with a new person coming into your life, or a new beginning with somebody that you thought, was over and kind of got sad. And yeah, I feel like anxiety, maybe sleepless nights. You could even still be impacted by like the unknown. It feels like this energy is like, I just don't know where I'm headed, I don't know where I'm going, type of thing. Or this could even be who you were dealing with. Yeah, I just got the Ace of Wands here with the 9 of Pentacles and the Strength card and the Lovers, and one of these flipped, which is the 6 of Pentacles. So I feel like right now, there's this. I feel like this was probably connected to whatever happened here. So either you or whoever you're dealing with, could still be like a little bit in that energy of, why did all this shit go bad? I thought I knew what I wanted, or thought I knew what I was gonna go towards. Maybe one of you is more so in it than the other, because I'm getting a mix, and I know there's going to be multiple people who watch this, so some of you, it could be that you're still in this energy right now, or the person that you're dealing with or dealt with in this could be now in this energy, and I feel like others are starting to recognize, like, from a new perspective, that being in this energy isn't going to be beneficial. It's like, okay, it happened, let's go forward. Either new beginning, new love, going down a whole new road with somebody that's going to be your 2 of Cups, or starting over with somebody that, maybe it was imbalanced in the past, but they could, have a lot of love for you underneath the surface, and they may want to spark a new beginning of passion with you. I'm also feeling like this could have been part of the problem here, because I'm seeing like the fire, like if the person you were dealing with tends to suppress their emotion and show things more so from a place of passion, that could have come across as like ego, could have knocked some cups over. There could have been some things that happened that were just imbalanced, or was perceived to be imbalanced. Again, I feel like some people could have seen things through a victim mentality, and could be now realizing like, oh, you know what, that's just like how they express love, or whatever. Or again, just realizing like it was meant to happen. We don't need to be a victim of it, because I feel like either you or whoever you're dealing with, as a result of all of this, is now your 9 of Pentacles energy, which is a great energy to be in. And usually it takes hardship, it takes growth, it takes people, having something sparked inside of them, which was on the bottom of the deck here, and I feel like it ties into this. Whatever karma you went through, whatever shadow bullshit you had to endure within your connection, was a part of your destiny. And it's helped to shape you into a stronger version of yourself. And this is, earth energy. This is Capricorn energy. And again, she's holding that hawk up there, so it's like seeing from a new perspective, not being a victim, not sitting around miserable and sad and anxious and oh my god, everything's bad, but taking their power back to still go after their wish, whatever their wish is. Some people could be seeing from a new perspective as, okay, I can still have my wish, maybe not with the person I thought it was going to be with, or maybe not how I thought it was going to go down, maybe, recognizing the things about yourself that needed to change, how you were showing up in the world, your communication skills, your way of expressing emotion and all of that, and taking responsibility and ownership and getting, grounded and stable and rising and getting into a place of, being more in a place of power and confidence and just attracting abundance. And so the next thing that comes in for the 9 of Pentacles would be the 10, which is the ultimate fulfillment. So I feel like people are in a good place. Whatever they're giving out, they're probably receiving blessings and opportunities and new perspectives. They've found some sort of strength within all of this stuff. So you could be really doing okay at this point. And I feel like now it may be coming down to a decision in love, okay? Realizing or recognizing that whatever happened here was meant to happen. People are now in a new place of looking at things. You could be trying to decide like who your emperor is going to be, or trying to figure out like what to do with the emperor. Maybe you were dealing with an emperor, or maybe you're wanting an emperor, maybe you are the emperor, but it feels like somebody here is trying to decide like who this is going to be in their life, or the emperor is trying to decide who he's going to choose to love and have that passion with. And I feel like this person, whoever this emperor is, could have held back a lot within the past, and there could be, again, something in them that has been ignited through all of this, because a lot of times there's a mirror within these connections. So if you're growing and you're expanding and seeing things in new ways, they could also be doing the same thing at this time. And again, thinking about, where am I going to make my romantic offer into the future? So I definitely feel like people are ready to start something new, whether it's together with the person that they've already dealt with, or go down a whole new path in love. It feels like people aren't, just going to sit back and be sad anymore or anxious anymore. They're ready to kind of break out of those energies. We do have the Five of Wands coming through, so I feel like the current energy, what you need to know about is that there could be some conflict around this. Somebody could be jealous, somebody could be conflicted. So I feel like if somebody's still in this energy, because everybody gets impacted by it differently. Some of you, this is going to be your past. Some of you, this is going to be them. Some of you, it's going to be right now. I feel like there is something you need to know about this, that there's some sort of conflict or some sort of competition, which I feel like for some of you could have been the main issue from the start. Whenever I see those 3 cups, I feel like, that could be connected to other people, the marriages, the karmic relationships, or whatever the karmic thing has been within this that's distracted or taken away from the love or being able to share together. I feel like this is what you need to know, is that there is some sort of conflict around this. So it could be jealousy, it could be just something that's blocking you guys. Now I also have the 3 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups that just popped out. So also what you need to know right now, I feel like if you work together with this person, or if you work together with somebody, I feel like you can build a happy home. But I feel like there is still some lessons to be learned, okay? And I think it's going to be dependent upon this perspective of whether or not people are going to stay stuck in the past in anxiety, or suppressing emotion and conflict, or getting jealous and anxious and letting the ego, take control. I think people are going to kind of block themselves from their 10 of Cups, their happiness. I feel like it's available to people no matter what, but I think how people learn at this time, how people perceive all of this, is going to impact, how long it takes to get there. And then again, working together with somebody to build something sacred. So for those of you who say I know majority of you are the Divine Feminine, right? So for you, the Divine Feminine's out here. You started off on this journey, you probably got burnt, you got hurt, something happened here, but there was a reason for it, because it was meant to show you the parts of yourself that needed to heal. It was showing you where you weren't showing up, or not giving equally, or not giving appropriately within love, or your energy within love. Maybe you were too much in your masculine energy. Maybe you were, allowing somebody to treat you poorly, and so you set up dynamics where that's what you attracted, or that's what you perceived. Maybe this person didn't even mean to treat you poorly, but the energy you were rippling out, or the way you were interacting with them, that's, we create what happens around us, and we show and teach people how to treat us a lot of times. So realizing that, I feel like, is part of the lesson here. And then making your decision on what you're going to do. Are you going to stay in this energy, or are you going to come over here into this more balanced, rising, attracting that abundance and seeing that higher perspective and awareness? It's like a choice. I feel like people are going to either choose, to heal and come into alignment with their divine connections, or they're going to choose to stay here a little bit longer, about, thinking about what they wish for, and being more so stuck on, like, the fantasy of it, or the ego part of it, like, I'm not going to be happy unless I have them XYZ, or I'm not going to be happy until this happens or that happens. And when we place all of those restrictions on things, we can't attract it. So I feel like some people could be, almost blocking this passion and desire at this point. And that could be due to whatever happened here too. Maybe you got into a place of like a victim mentality surrounding this. Maybe this person and you've had an ignited passion between the two of you, but you could be afraid of it at this point because you may feel like that's all it is. You may feel like that's all they care about, and that could be because they didn't give you their emotion, but that's because they needed to heal their emotion. They need to be able to heal whatever that was inside of them that blocks them from being able to open up and express how they feel. And you probably had to figure out the part of you within this that maybe you were allowing those behaviors to happen. Maybe you're, pretending like there was no big deal there, or even kind of coming from the place of desperation of just wanting to get to your 10 of cups with this person, that you were like, okay, and maybe using this energy in a way that wasn't becoming of you, or allowing for them to cheat on their wife with you, or, knowing that this person's sleeping around with a bunch of other people. But even in all of that, you were like, yeah, I'm going to put my value and worth down and let them do that. So it feels like there's lessons here. I feel like this person's needing to learn how to open up and express emotion, and you needing to learn your boundaries, your value, your worth, and to not get caught up on, the fantasy 10 of cups. And as soon as we release that like false version of it, and we heal and learn these lessons and start working together, that's how you get to your 10 of cups, is by, explaining to that person or communicating with that person and getting on their level, and also realizing whoever they are and whatever they've done is a reflection of what they've been through and what they've had to endure and what, lessons they've needed to learn. So instead of being, in this energy of blocking and keeping yourselves with all this conflict, this competition type of vibration, choosing to work together with this person would be a much better decision for people. Or choosing to walk away. Maybe there is situations here that aren't going to change. Maybe this was just a karmic lesson for some people, or maybe this is the marriage that is keeping you here, that is blocking you from stepping into this energy of being able to give equally to someone that may love you, but you can only give them passion because you got to go home to your husband every night, or you got to go home to your wife every night, or whatever it is that people are choosing to not see. It's like, it's right here, this third bullshit, this thing that's blocking people from having that new beginning, but we're just going to ignore it or suppress it. And back here you see the eagles, like they represent that new perspective. At some point we've got to look to the other side and realize, oh, I'm responsible for a lot of this, and start loving ourselves unconditionally and taking responsibility for our actions and the energies that we're around. And that's when, things can be brought to life that maybe you thought were dead, or new things can come into your world that are meant to be there as a part of your destiny. So it's a learning thing right now at this point, and you need to be in alignment with both of the divine feminine, divine masculine energies to do so. If you're wanting to reconcile, with that part of yourself that wants to have love, or that part of yourself, that feels safe and secure and happy and forgives and does. You think of a kid. Kid isn't going to sit around with this anxiety and this misery. Some kids may, because they've been through trauma and torture and stuff, but you don't come into the world wanting all of those things. It's like you start attracting it from past life stuff. You start experiencing it through your karma, through, the people that you've incarnated in with, from the things that you see and perceive. And that's how you kind of get lost from it at some point. So there's inner child stuff here, there's past life stuff here. But overall, I feel like there's a desire to go back into the more simplistic things of a child. They're not going to care about how much money you have. They're not going to care what kind of car you drive. They're not going to care if you got, what size boobs you've got, or what size ass you have, or, who you are. if you can provide, if you can do this, whatever it is, it's more so coming into the clarity of true, essence of divine masculine and divine feminine energies. The Empress, the Sun here, it's like these are the embodiments, and having the clarity to understand what that true embodiment is without the attachment to outcome, without the attachment to having the other person, without the focus on the bullshit, and just truly being in your power. And when you do, you attract all the rest of it anyways. It's the sole focus of want, need that blocks us from the things that we're wanting. And as soon as we stop wanting them, they all come together. So I'm going to go deeper with this. I'm going to go onto Vimeo, and we're going to do an extended version where we're going to find out the 18 plus desires and fantasies. We're also going to find out what this person may be feeling or have to say to you, and any possible things that pop up about healing, and just what to expect within the connection. So if you would like to join me, that link will be down below. If not, thank you for joining me this far. If you'd like to donate to the channel, there's a link down below. If you'd like to get my special Today is the Last Day to book, it stops 3/3, so it goes throughout the whole day of 3/3, but $22 off of a healing session, and you get a 40-minute healing session and a 20-minute overview from me. I do them separately so that you can use your healing session as like a meditation without me being like, hey, blah, 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 talking to you. I show you how the mesa was set up. I show you what cards came out for your healing through the Shaman Oracle. And throughout the healing session, it's like a hypnotic trance, and we can focus on certain beliefs. We can just, allow spirit to guide the session, or if you've got certain blocks or whatever, or do like a little bit of a mix. It depends on what you've got going on. Throughout that session, I channel and guide you. I know a lot of you probably have heard my meditations similar to that, but I also use the mesa, and I move things around, and I explain like which thing connects to what. Everything has representative meanings within all of it, and I've had great feedback with them, people using them every single night, and people who've had like anxiety stuff. It's like they put that on, and a few minutes in, they're good, and they're asleep, and all types of good stuff coming from that. So if you'd like to get one while they're on sale, just type in the code UNION and you will be able to get it. Alright guys, so if you want to go watch the rest of this, the link will be down there. Namaste.